What's up, guys, girls? How y'all doing today? You're probably wondering what the heck the spark plugs and wiper blades have in common. Well, let me explain. So, I just got through doing spark plugs. Oh, my only off day, so did what I had to do under the circumstances. Made sure I had plenty of coolant in there. Not only does it provide coolant for the oil for the engine system, but it also provides heat inside the cabin, so you'll be nice, warm, and toasty on that drive to Walmart. Now these are the spark plugs that came out of the vehicle, and they are quite filthy. They were already filthy the last time I checked them, and the time before that. They were dirty when I got the vehicle. When I first checked the spark plugs, they were about this bad. Well, not quite, but you can tell they've been in there a while, a very long while. Now, I've been running some cleaners in there, fuel system cleaners, to get rid of some of the carbon, majority of the carbon, and it's been doing pretty good. So now that I got the spark plugs done, I can address my next issue for the winter. Trico Flex wiper blades. Now, I picked these up because I was curious as to why would the auto lights and the Tricos have the same color scheme. Well, when I went to Trico's website and I went and did a search on who owns Autolite has been purchased by the parent company that owns Trico. Now, I've used Autolites in the past, and I was quite pleased with their performance. Since I've used Autolites, I really don't use anything else. I may, if it's a GM vehicle, I may use AC Delcos if that's all they have in stock. But other than that, no. Trico blades. They have two versions, and I said I was going to do a short video on it, on the blades, and here are my results. So, shit. I hate doing work in the cold, but sometimes that's what you got to do until you come up and you can afford to have a nice big garage with fancy equipment and all that good stuff. So, got spark plugs in, I topped off the coolant, made sure that was straight. So I should have some good heat, and the defrost should be working. Ice possible. Drive with care. Always drive with care. So, that being said, I didn't want to change the spark plugs too early because, again, I hate doing work in the wintertime, especially when it's cold in the beginning of the winter like it is today. It's the first snow, which means it's probably going to melt after a couple of hours or a couple of days. I haven't checked the weather lately, but coolant. Your coolant is important. I believe the standard is still every 5 years you want to change your engine coolant every 5 years. If you purchase a vehicle and you're not sure if it needs to be changed, find out what year the vehicle is, because believe me, a lot of people don't. I don't know what year it is. I just bought it because it looked nice. And the guy said it's good on gas. Find out what year your vehicle is and go up 5 years. If it's past the 5-year mark, then you want to take it into the shop and have them to check your fluids, specifically your radiator fluid or engine coolant, as it's also called, to see if it needs to be flushed out. After that, you should be good as far as defrosting and keeping the engine cool and getting heat. Your vehicle has a small radiator called a heater core. Now, this heater core allows the heat to be extracted from the radiator fluid, from the coolant, and pumped into the cabin. So when you turn that heater on, and all that good, nice, warm heat that you feel, that's from the radiator fluid, the coolant. That's from the engine coolant. The engine builds up heat, especially if you have a turbo. The engine builds up heat. The coolant passes through the engine, goes into the heater core, goes out the heater core, and as you turn on your blower, it blows all that heat into the cabin. I still have a slight tick and I haven't addressed that, but one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So, I don't need that on right now. Let's see. Turn this heater on. So on the Buick, we have a turbocharger. The turbocharger is lubricated by the motor oil. So the oil has to pass through the turbocharger at some point back into the engine and then circulate through the engine, going back down into the oil pan. That being said, the engine is getting very, very, very hot. The coolant cools all that down. It's not going to make it cold, but as hot as the engine could be, that would lead to some major problems. So your engine coolant cools all that down, takes as much heat as it can all at one time, circulate it through the system, through the heater core, which is the small radiator in the car. And when you hit that button, turn that knob, you should start feeling heat as the engine warms up. Once it gets to full operating temperature, you should be good and toasty. Now, I had the car off for a while because I had to change the spark plugs. Didn't want it to be too hot. You never want to touch an engine right after you turn it off. Let it sit for a while and then do whatever the work you got to do to it. Okay. Hold on a minute, it's going to get loud. Oh, I miss naturally aspirated vehicles. I didn't know how much I missed them until I started trying to drive a turbocharger like a naturally aspirated vehicle, and it has its issues. Yes, it's fast, but compared to what? Naturally aspirated, you don't get that turbo lag because it doesn't have a turbo. You can add a turbo, but that's why they call it naturally aspirated, because it doesn't need all these fancy gizmos and electronics and turbochargers, superchargers. So, let's see, is it ready? Wonderful. Well, my heater's working. That's always a good thing. Whenever you're getting ready for going into the winter months, you always want to make sure you get good quality gas. Make sure your tune-up is straight. Make sure your tires have good pressure. And make sure your coolant is leveled off. So it's in the low 30s. It's snowing like crazy. But my defrost is working good. I didn't check the back. That's electronically controlled. So I don't have to worry about that running off the coolant. And I need to go and pick up some more blades. Now I've tried this before, topping off my coolant, and I know once the vehicle gets to running, once you get to driving, it heats up a lot better. I can put this thing on low and I'll be toasty. Now this particular vehicle boasts that it has all-wheel drive. Most of the vehicles that I've owned, driven, have two-wheel drive. Either rear-wheel drive or it has front-wheel drive. So we're gonna see what this... Man, this snow is coming down quick. I don't even see any salt trucks out. I don't think they was expecting it to come down this quick. This is crazy. You can't even see all the way down the road. I can probably see from where I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cars down the road. Yeah, this is the kind of weather that make everybody slow down. Now, what I don't like about these wipers, That's the main course of this video. What I don't like is that it leaves streaks. When I had the premium blades from Michelin, I didn't get all these streaks. Even if the blade was dirty, one side would always be cleaner than the other, so I didn't get the streaks. And when I did get streaks, it wasn't consistent. Once enough water hit it, like if I was driving in the rain, it would go up, it would go down, and depending on when it caught the dirt, it would push it either down towards the hood, or it would push it up and away to the side. Man, I know my coworkers at work like, man, I wish I didn't want to be here. And I'm thinking, oh, you poor people. I hope everything works out for you. Because I'm not there. Not today. Oh, wow. Kind of foggy. Don't you do it. Don't you? And you going to do it anyway, aren't you? Why would you come out of a driveway into traffic in the snow, and your vehicle, you know whether or not your vehicle has good brakes, worn down brakes, and then they slid an inch. They slid an inch, stopped, and let me pass. My vehicle is bigger than the vehicle that I almost hit. If I had to put a sudden stop on it, yeah, it would stop. But see, what some people don't understand is that you have coils. When that vehicle comes to a full stop, it's going to lurch forward first, and then it's going to rest. So you hit the brakes, it stops, the vehicle body lurches forward, the wheels are stopped, but the top part still moves. Anyway, that's a whole different subject. That just spurred a moment. Car almost slid out in the road. I almost hit him. Accident avoided. These blades. Do I want a chance going to Walmart? But I do have a coupon. Could use more coupon, because I gotta get some radiator fluid too. I don't know. I just like to be prepared for any situation. They put so many plastic components on vehicles now. It's irritating. And I know I have a small leak. It don't leak like real fast. It's a small leak. So every few days I have to check to make sure I got enough fluid in there. But these blades, they're leaving water beads, streaks of water beads on the window. And I don't like that. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to actually change the blades today, but I'm most definitely going to go get me some blades. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to try to take a chance in going to Walmart. I just pulled into the auto parts store. So I'm going to go in here and go find me some wiper blades. As a matter of fact, as I was saying before, they have, wait a minute, was that ice? Is these things iced up already? Let's see. Trying to turn it off when it's still. I don't like doing that, but hey, the way they make these wiper blades these days, they get tucked in under the hood so you really can't see. Ooh. Okay, it is starting to ice up. It's not fully iced up, but it is definitely, ever since it's gotten cold the past 2 days, it's getting real stiff and rigid. But whatever these blades are made out of, it's not it doesn't have any flex to it. I'm going to give me some more blades, y'all. You can't even see the daggone sign on the window. All you see is parts. Parts. Anyway, let me go ahead and get this. Good Lord, slap my mama. It's freaking cold. And it's not so much the cold, it's the freaking wind outside. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the ones that I have on here now are Trico. Oh, excuse me. Trico Flex. And these are Trico Force. Maximum contact. So what was the other one? It's not maximum contact? Okay. Premium beam blade. All weather. Yeah. I ain't gonna try to say that. I'm getting tongue tied already. Screw that. Screw that. Oh crap. Let's see something real quick. I would try to put them on now, but me and the cold aren't the best of friends. Okay. All right. This looks like a premium blade. It's got the guard on there. Nice. Now it does come with an extra clip in case you have to change it, which I usually do end up having to change it. It's a pain in the to get it out, but it will come out. I commend it to. So I'm gonna get on with the rest of my day. At some point when the snow comes down, I will change these out, and as usual I will give a review on how poor or good they actually perform, along with other videos, tips and tricks, automotive maintenance and such. So thanks for taking this short trip with me, and as always, be careful, drive safe. I'll see you later.